Hi guys, this is day 28 of the Knowledge is Useless Challenge. You know me as a very happy and positive, upbeat person. But you know, sometimes I can get really angry, very dark and upstream. And usually those things that make me angry have nothing to do with that thing that makes me angry or that person or group of people who make me angry. 100% of the time, it has everything to do with me, my own perception of things. Something that is very deep in my soul is the fact that I want to empower people. But in order to empower people, people need to give their first step. I and all the helpers of the world, you know, all the coaches, all the mentors, all the doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, all the mothers, all the fathers, cannot do anything if the person who's supposed to receive the help doesn't give the first step. And sadly enough, many people don't want to give the first step. Many people just prefer anesthetic, you know, a kind of band-aid, a plaster on the wound, than actually deal with the real pain and solve the problem. Get really into what is the core of the matter, because it's much easier to solve the pain than to actually heal, because that is real painful. And that's something that really drives me crazy. But that is something that is really human nature. And we all do it. Yesterday, I had a moment in which I was quite angry about that. And I was really being completely irrational and thinking that people shouldn't be that way. And I had to laugh so much because I had to think of things that I know already, like the work of Byron Katie, who says every time that you are working with a should, it's saying a lot about you when you say that the others, people, your mother, the government, your husband, should fill in the blank. It's quite likely that it's a description of exactly what you're doing. Of course, I was not thinking about that last night. I was just blaming the world. Why people shouldn't behave like victims, because they are behaving like victims. And I was really hungry. And of course, I told you that I have this very wise husband, and he kind of got me outside of that thinking last night, but I was not really done. And this morning, I wanted to sort out some problems, well, some facts, some things to do in my business, which, you know, is an internet business. So I had to do MP3s, MP4s, and internet marketing, things like that. And I realized that there was a problem. There was a challenge that, you know, the compatibility between this and that, it just didn't work. And and suddenly I entered into a kind of panic. And I wanted to call him and I wanted him to tell him that he should solve the problem because he was able to do it and not me. And I entered in this kind of anxiety that I needed him to save me, the victim. You know where I'm going to? I was exactly behaving exactly the same way as the people who I was criticizing last night. Please, you Almighty, come and save me. And my husband really kindly told me, but on that subject, you know more than I do. Oh, but I was really surprised because I never thought that I would know anything. I never thought that I was actually in power on that subject. I thought myself dependent. At the beginning, I was really almost angry at him that he didn't want to save this damsel. But later I realized, wow, thank you. Thank you for telling me that I can and that I'm empowered. And I started doing it, and I found a solution and another solution. I found different ways of how to solve my issue that actually I knew. And, I could have asked for help. You go to the internet and you ask, well, I have this technical problem, like, how can I solve it? But the point is not to, to solve it, but to believe that you can solve it, to stay out of that victim situation. And the content of this conversation is above victims, is about the fact that those things that make you angry say absolutely nothing about reality, say nothing about the people who you think you're angry to, about the people you say you're disappointed to, afraid of, envious of, whatever the negative feeling you have, it says nothing about them. It says everything about you. Yeah, I was complaining about the victims and I was behaving like one. When I was able to see that, everything flipped. And suddenly I was able to have love and compassion for them. And love and compassion for myself, because, what's the use of people having love and compassion for me if I cannot have love and compassion for myself? Business relevance? Don't tell me that you are happy 100% of the time running your business. You get angry at your customers, at your suppliers, at the government, at your husband, at your wife. Go back and look at yourself, because they are just a mirror. They are just a mirror to show you what are the things, what are the areas where you can improve. So, it is never about them. It's all about you.